Good morning, everybody. Word came over Twitter. Governor Doug Ducey tweeted, "We got him," after a DPS SWAT team arrested a suspect in the I-10 freeway shootings.
And this is the man they believe is the freeway shooter, 21-year-old Leslie Allen Merritt Jr. Police say they found a gun on him that matches the type of gun used in this case. A Phoenix City Councilman, Sal DeCiccio, says Merritt Jr. has been tied to 4 of the 11 Valley freeway shootings through ballistics. He also tells us the suspect is a lone gunman who is shooting from a car. He says Merritt tried to sell the gun at a pawn shop. Good morning, everyone. I'm Jamie Soretta.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jared Dillingham. Thanks for being with us this morning. DPS officials say they are relieved to find the man they believe is the person who started the I-10 shootings. They arrested Merritt at a Walmart on Northern Avenue in Glendale. DPS says he had children with him at the time. Investigators wouldn't elaborate on how exactly they tracked him down, calling it old-fashioned police work. They say they have linked him to the first 4 shootings. As for the overhead freeway signs, they'll stay up while investigators continue searching for copycats.
That these overhead signs continue to stay illuminated, asking the public's help for tips, and that it's still open. We're still connecting all of the missing links here.
So the investigation continues. DPS says
him. One witness said they saw a number of undercover cars and officers, and then saw an officer fingerprinting the car before having it towed away. One witness we spoke to says she is Merritt's mother-in-law and says he could never do anything like this.
Leslie is not like that. That's not Leslie. Leslie has a big heart. He would not do this, especially when he's working hard to support his 2 kids. This is his son. And he goes to work and he does everything that he's supposed to be doing.
When asked why he would be arrested if he had nothing to do with the shootings, she said she had no idea. But again, she said he is not an animal and just is not capable of doing what he's accused of.
Meanwhile, we're getting some insight into the suspected shooter from his own words online. He goes by the name Les Merritt Jr. on Facebook. Merritt posted several videos there showing him shooting rifles and handguns, and in one video uploaded last year, he appears to be showing his toddler-aged son how to shoot. Merritt posted a meme on Tuesday directly referencing the I-10 shootings. The picture here shows John Goodman cocking a pistol, the caption reading, "I'm from the West Side, I'm fine riding on the I-10. Just a few days before this, on Facebook, he also reposted a 3TV report about the arrest of the suspected copycat teenagers. And look at this. In his About Me section, it reads, quote, "I'm a white boy from Cashin, Arizona. I used to be an idiot doing dumb stuff until I had my son. I am a laid-back dude, but if you mess with me or my family, you better watch your back for life because I'll make sure you don't do it again. I love my family." Again, those the words of the suspected I-10 gunman. Of course, 1 week ago, we were all talking about another man DPS labeled a person of interest in this case, 19-year-old Oscar Munoz. He was held for the last week on unrelated charges, but those charges have now been dropped. They were dropped yesterday, and he's due to be released from jail. Actually, I believe he was just a couple hours ago. At this point, no indication that there's a connection between Munoz and newly arrested prime suspect Les Merritt.
So we are going to continue to follow this case. So, of course, the arraignment coming this morning for Merritt Jr. We're going to bring that to you as that happens. But first, let's talk to Kim about the forecast. We could see some stormy weather ahead.
Yeah, this weekend pretty quiet, at least for the valley, but big changes come next week. We are talking about some widespread rain across the valley and into the mountains. Live look from Phoenix Children's Hospital this morning. Just a few clouds out there. Otherwise, taking a look at temperatures across the state. It's 80 right now in Phoenix, 61 in Payson, 42 in Flagstaff. For the second consecutive day, forecasters at the National Weather Service office in Bellamont have recorded a temperature of 32 degrees, so freezing temps in our high country. 43 right now at Grand Canyon, in the 70s from Bullhead City through Lake Havasu City. Dew points pretty low, 30s and 40s, indicating we've got some pretty low humidity out there. I have had a report of a couple of sprinkles tracking across just south of the valley, and even a couple of stray sprinkles that move through the valley. Look at Doppler 360 shows we had one little shower that tracked from the 51 to the 101 that has since dissipated. Also a few light showers moving through the Casa Grande area and just south of Interstate 8, Interstate 10 connector. So we are going to be pinpointing when more rain could move into the valley. That's coming up in the next 10 minutes, guys.
All right, Kim, thank you. A man accused of groping women in Phoenix is now behind bars. We first showed you these pictures earlier this week. Police say this man's hit 3 times in the last few weeks near 43rd Avenue in McDowell and 35th Avenue and Bethany home. Detectives want to know if there are more victims out there. If you have any information, call Silent Witness at 480-WITNESS.
A local psychologist is weighing in on a judge's decision about the boy who killed his father and his father's friend several years ago. That boy now slated to head to public school. The shooting happened back in 2008 when the boy was just 8 years old. He confessed to the crime and was sentenced to live in a treatment facility in Phoenix until he was 18. Well, now a judge has ruled the now 15-year-old should be moved to foster care and enrolled in public school. The teen's attorney says his client is not a threat to anyone and that he just wants to be a regular kid. Well, a doctor we spoke to says the boy would not be allowed to attend public school unless those supervising him felt he was ready.
He's been in an environment, a very controlled environment, for the past 7 years where people have been really working diligently to help him overcome what he's been through.
That move is controversial. We're told the Apache County attorney who prosecuted the case has some public safety concerns over the judge's decision. Back here in Phoenix, the mother of a mentally ill woman who was shot and killed by a Phoenix police officer is speaking out. A new investigation reveals Sergeant Percy Dupra violated department policy when he shot and killed Michelle Cousseau 2 years ago. Dupra was one of 3 officers who responded to a mental health call for help. The officer could be suspended, demoted, or terminated. Police say he never received training for how to properly respond to these types of barricade situations.
Making headlines outside the state this morning, a San Bernardino, California deputy opens fire from a helicopter in an attempt to stop a home invasion robbery suspect from leading authorities on a high-speed chase. After at least 1 shot was fired, the suspect jumped out of the car he was in, letting it crash head-on into an oncoming SUV. The suspect collapsed and died on the shoulder of the freeway. Authorities say it is not clear whether he was hit by gunfire or hurt when he jumped from his car. 3 people inside the SUV went to the hospital. An RV engulfed in flames rolls down a Pennsylvania road. Oh, look at this. The spectacle caught on camera right there. Owner Joseph South says they were just driving along when smoke suddenly started pouring out of the back of the motorhome. He was able to pull over, get himself and his girlfriend out. However, an SUV being towed by the RV did not do as well. It broke off and hit a parked car, catching that on fire as well. Took down some power lines, too. Well, cleanup begins in the areas affected by California's Valley Fire. Crews are trying to remove dangerous trees, clear the roads, and rebuild the power grid in the area. Meanwhile, sheriff's deputies have their hands full dealing with looters taking advantage of empty homes. As for the fire victims, the sheriff's office says the death toll stands at 3. Humans aren't the only victims of that massive fire. The Valley and Butte fires burned so fast, they caused people to flee their homes, leaving behind, look at this, their 4-legged friends. UC Davis's veterinary hospital has stepped up to help some of those hurt animals. Heartbreaking, isn't it? Well, right now they are caring for about a dozen cats, 2 pigs, a goat, and 2 horses.
A whole menagerie of injured animals there. Okay, let's head over to Dallas. The stage is set. The excitement's building for the State Fair in Texas. On Friday, workers here, you see them busy propping up big techs at the fairgrounds in Dallas. They were putting the finishing touches on his wardrobe, which includes a massive cowboy hat and Dickies clothing. He greets visitors to the fair with a rowdy,
"Howdy, folks."
The State Fair of Texas opens on Friday, September 25th, and runs until October 18th if you are heading to the Lone Star State. You said he burned last year. You're showing me pictures of that.
He burned to the ground in a terrible electrical fire.
New big Tex this year. All right.
Hurt the hearts of the Texans everywhere. So great to see him standing strong again. Okay, ready for our cute moment of the day?
Ready.
There she is. That's Princess Miyako, a fluffy little kitten, as you can see. And she's trying to emit a proud and regal meow. All she can do is squeak, which is perfect for us.
Not quite a roar yet, is it?
She's so darn cute. One more. There's your moment of the day. Brought to you by 3TV. A great show ahead for you this morning. We hope that you do stay with us because there's so much coming up. Up next, we are talking to a wounded warrior who is preparing for a big triathlon in Tempe.
It's a bit cooler outside. Kim said it's even freezing, dipped down to 32 for our friends up in Belmont, west of Flagstaff this morning. Some changes in the forecast this week. Stay tuned. Much more Good Morning Arizona right after this break.